control. We'll be there on the double whenever there's a problem.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle.
Today, we're looking at a Tiger Force vehicle.
Though I'll admit, that wasn't the plan at first.
Originally, I was gonna review the Ferret, thinking I had a complete one, but it turns out I don't, and as we've discussed last week, completing G.I.Joe toys can get expensive.
Luckily, I do have another version of this toy that is complete.
So meet the Tiger Paw. This vehicle was released in 1988 with no original parts. Obviously, since it's just a ferret with a new paint job. It's a cool looking quad or ATV, though I have to admit I was never too wild about the Tiger Force color schemes. I mean, this is loud. And it's especially funny they made a camouflage pattern that doesn't really camouflage anything. Still, it's not bad looking.
Detailing is impressive in places, especially for such a small vehicle.
The cannon and the guns are pretty basic, but the steps are nice and there's a molded fueling hole in the back. The best detailing is almost hidden as there's a great engine underneath with exhaust pipes and everything. Plus the hose connecting the cannon to the vehicle is a neat addition. But speaking of that hose...
God, this thing has so many bits you can easily lose.
Everything can come off. The weapons, the steering, the back cover, even the rubbery trims on the back. And, of course, the hose, since it's removable, because of course it frickin' is. It's a small wonder this or the ferret parts didn't make the list last week. I suppose all the removable stuff does add to the play value.
Of which there's plenty.
Firstly, the missiles also come off, duh, but they sure are weird. They have two pointy ends, while traditionally a missile will have just one and an exhaust so it can actually, frickin' fly. Maybe the driver is supposed to stop, pick up the rocket, and throw it really hard at the enemy. I don't know. The gun and the steering are actually linked, so if you move one, the other moves too. And yes, that's very neat, but the steering isn't connected to the wheels. And the wheels are movable. They have a connected system too.
This is very strange.
There could even be place on the connecting part to put another thing in that could lead to the wheels. Maybe that was the original idea, to have the guns and wheels move with the steering, but the wheel part got scrapped because, I don't know, it would make the vehicle too expensive to produce or something.
Speaking of wheels...
Since the whole thing is a repainted ferret, the rubber tires still say Cobra ATV on them, even though this is a Joe vehicle. Whether that's an error or not is something I'll discuss a little bit later. Overall, well, like I said in the beginning, I wasn't too thrilled about the color scheme, but you know what? It's beginning to grow on me.
I will explain, and for that I have to tell you a bit about how I make my reviews.
You see, I don't write these reviews in one sitting. I don't even write these in one day. Typically, the writing is done over 2 to 5 days, depending on how long it's gonna be or how much I feel like doing in a given day. And no, that's not because I'm lazy.
Okay, it is, but it also gives me time to fully appreciate whatever thing I'm reviewing.
The part of the review you're watching right now, that's written after 3 days of having the Tiger Paw on my desk, and the colors have grown on me during that time. I could have just gone back to the beginning and rewrite the bit where I said I didn't like the colors, but I'm leaving that in and explaining it like this so you can get some insight into my process.
Maybe I should do a whole making of Half the Battle video one of these days. Let me know in the comments below if that's something you want to see.
Anyway, I like the colors now, hooray! And the toy has lots of detailing and play value, with the only negative thing being that it means there are so many parts to lose. So, overall, it's a cool little vehicle on its own, but I still prefer the original use of the mold when it was the ferret. And why did it use the ferret mold anyway?
Well, for that we have to talk about the character. So we can make like Clarissa and explain it all.
And well, the back of the box gives us the scoop, as Tiger Force uses both repurposed G.I.Joe vehicles and captured Cobra ones for their sub-team. So by that logic, it's fair to assume they spray painted the thing, but didn't bother to change the tires, because why would they? That's just extra cost and work. And that's why they still say Cobra on them.
Wait, why am I helping Hasbro justify their cheapness?
Normally, this is where I'd speculate on who should be the driver, since it didn't come with a figure, but honestly, Tiger Force Dusty from the box art works perfectly fine, so I'll leave it at that.
As far as other media go,
Well, nothing of Tiger Force ever showed up in the cartoons, which is kinda weird since other sub-teams like Slaughter's Marauders and Python Patrol were in the Deke series. I'm assuming that's because Deke started by focusing on the 1989 toys, while Tiger Force started in 1988, though 2 vehicles did come out later. In the comics, Tiger Force and the Paw showed up in issue 25 of the Special Mission series, which has the most lying while not technically lying cover of the entire series, as it implies a pterodactyl is attacking the Joes while in the issue itself, it's just a museum prop falling. Anyway, the Tiger Paw is there too, hooray!
Lastly, there's the name.
Tiger Paw. It's kinda cute and kinda fits since it's a short rectangular tiger color shape. But it would have worked better if the other vehicles had been named in the same way. Instead, all others are just called Tiger plus another animal name, like the Tiger Cat.
You know, for some redundant redundancy.
And that was the only toy the Tiger Paw ever got. I can't see it making a comeback in the classified series if Hasbro ever decides to make a ferret in that scale.
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose.
And your bollocks did up good, you did.
Wait, why am I helping Jasbro? Jasbro?
As it implies a pterodactyl is attacking the Jones. The Jones?
Huh, maybe I should do a whole making of battle.